Hi boys and girls, today we're going to be looking at writing equations. We're going to start off with a little bit of vocabulary review from the beginning of the year. So an equation is a mathematical sentence that shows two expressions are equal using an equal sign. Quotient is the result of dividing one quantity by another quantity. So 2 divided by 1, you'd end up with 2, or 2 divided by 2, you'd end up with 1. A variable is a number that is represented by a letter. For example, we have x, y, and z. Product is the result of multiplying two or more numbers together. Addend is a number which is added to another. And a word sentence makes a statement about two expressions. So if we were to physically write 2 divided by 2 is equal to 1, that would be a word sentence. So let's start off with a little bit more of definitions on writing equations. So a blank is a mathematical sentence that shows that two expressions are blank using an equal sign. So right here we're going to click in and we're actually going to type in equation. I just happened. So we're just going to type in equation. Perfect. So an equation is a mathematical sentence that shows that two expressions are equal to an equal sign using an equal sign. So the equal sign shows that both sides of the problem are equal to each other. Equal. An equal sign shows that both sides of an equation have the same value. So if we have x equals 12 plus 3, we know x is actually equal to 15. So an equal sign shows that both sides of an equation have the same value. So some examples of this are 3 plus 2 is equal to 5, or we have 4x plus 2 is equal to 19. And then there are always keywords we want to look for when we're writing equations and we're getting ready to write equations. And a couple of those words are is, so is equal to, or 4x is 19. Is one of those keywords that are going to tell us that this is an equation. Equals, and the same as. So these all mean the same thing. It means this side is equal to this side, this is equal to that, and we're just making an equation, setting both sets of sentences to each other. So let's look at number 4, or slide 4. So we need to write each word sentence as an equation. So the sum of a number g and 6 is 54. So we looked at sum. Sum means to add. So we have g plus 6, and it says is 54. So if we add those together, it's going to be 54. So we have g plus 6 equals 54. A number k decreased by 10 is 12. So we have k, and decreased means to subtract or take away. So k minus 10 is equal to 12. The quotient of h and 12 is 4. So if we take h and we want to divide that by 12, we're going to end up with an answer of 4. So we're just writing it out. H divided by 12 equals 4. And our last one over here, 45 is the product of a number n and 15. Now remember, product means we're multiplying. And in this case, we have a coefficient because it's 15 times n. So we can write this as 45 equals 15n. This is the same thing as writing 15 times n. Oops. Or writing 15 times n. But we can just put 15n, and it means the exact same thing. It's 15 multiplied by n, and our product is 45. All right, we're just going to fill in a couple more number sentences. So you can write the equations to help you solve real-life problems. For example, if you were trying to figure out how many baskets of fruit you need to make a fruit salad, you might need 4 things of strawberries and 2 things of blueberries in order to make it. Or you could be looking at, I have 12 sets of shoes. How many shoes do I have altogether? 12 times 2 equals 24. So you can write equations to help you solve real-life problems. So equations. Number 7. When writing an equation from a real-life situation, it's important to define the variable. What is it that we're looking at? Is it bananas? Is it apples? Is it little bears? What are we looking at? So we've got to make sure we define what the variable is. All right, number 8. Together, you and a friend have $75. Your friend has $45. Write an equation that you can use to find out how much money you have. So let's start with our variable. We were just talking about how we need to define a variable. And in this case, our variable is going to be the amount of money that we have. So we're going to make X our variable. So, oops. Right here, we're going to type in, let's see, I said X. So X is going to equal the amount of money that you have. You can actually make this a little longer so it's one line. And then down here we can type out the equation. We're not solving the equation, we're just typing it out. So together, you and a friend have $75. So our total is $75. Your friend has $45, and you have X amount. So it's